1987. There, now that's the entrance coming into the house, into our home. And then, did you want to explain this, Missy? I'm on the flowers and the,
No, just that it's an inventory.
you just want an inventory of the whole thing. And then this is the, coming in, and this is the south wall. That's the closet, and that's the entrance to the kitchen. This is the west wall. Which leads on into the hallway of the bedroom. And this is the south wall. This is the east wall. Go back to the entrance again. Here we're on, and you want to come up to. Well, are you going to mention something on the table?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing. Okay. Now we're coming in on the top. All right.
The octagon case with the flowers was purchased in 1974 for $60. The crystal with the tree, I'm not sure you can see it real well, was purchased in 1981 for $30. The ashtray and lighter, it was a long time ago, I don't remember.
Okay.
The cabinet was purchased at B. Clark's in 1967 for $251. Now you can hone in on the top shelf.
Okay, coming in on the top shelf.
Can you come in closer? I mean, actually come in closer.
No.
It's a collection of miniature items on the top shelf. All of a great deal of value to us, even though there might not be of anybody else. The next two shelves are a collection of the bells. The center bell on the second bottom shelf is a very expensive bell given to me by Arthur at Christmas. The bottom shelf has antiques. The white pig is from my great-grandmother, Grandma Tinkapaw. And the yellow gold sugar and creamer has instructions on the inside as to its value. It's quite valuable. That's all.
Now, do you want to go to the painting there?
All right. The needlepoint was brought back from England when Bob and Chrissy was over there. It took me about 3 or 4 months to make it.
Okay.
Grandfather clock was purchased in 1978 for about 3 birthdays for Arthur, $327. The chair and the couch, the green chair and couch, was purchased in 1967. The painting over the couch was purchased at Savoy's.
Let me get a close-up of that picture for you.
Savoy's. It was an anniversary present to us.
There you
From
go.
us.
From us, yeah.
For
Okay.
$50.
Okay.
That's it.
What's the little object on the end table there?
It's-
That's just a little music box, isn't
It's
it?
a music box. We bought it in Selvang in California.
Oh, there you go. Wait a minute. Okay, it's on.
Stereo was purchased in 1978 for $390. The picture above it was made by a man that took his lessons in Europe and came to Nova Scotia and eventually down to Purdue University, where our neighbor purchased a bunch of them, and we got it from our neighbor, Mr. Boyko.
All right, let me get a close-up of your picture now. All right, there's a close-up, and also this is a close-up of the stereo set. Now, I've got a close-up of the top of it, if you got the clock there.
The clock was, the folks gave us $50 many, many years ago, probably 20, 30 years ago, and we bought the clock with it.
Uh-huh.
And the orchid was purchased in Hawaii in
Yeah.
1975.
Oh, yes.
And the birds in the rock was purchased at an art fair, and I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure that was Chesterton.
Chesterton Art Show.
Okay. Now,
The organ.
I'm panning over towards the organ, and I have the organ and the music set up above it, the whole wall there.
The organ was purchased in 1966.
Uh-huh.
It's called a theaterette, and it's a con.
Yeah. And then let me get a close-up of the organ. It has, two keyboards, yeah. Okay, and then your vases, or whatever they are
Those
there.
are from my great-grandmother, Grandma Tinkerpaw again.
Let's see now, we have one on each side there. And then above that is the horn and so forth. I don't know what you call that item that's on the wall.
Just a decorative item.
Okay, is that all?
Yeah, not to be
We're,
done.
we're on again.
The jade cow was a gift to my parents in about the 30s from the Robinsons who lived across the street.
Uh-huh.
He was a principal of one of the schools in East Chicago.
It was Washington School.
All right. The jade vase and flowers was purchased in Peacocks for about $25.
Alrighty. That's it.
Yes.
This will be, we'll be going through this entrance here into the hallway.
The bathroom was remodeled in December 1979. The leaves and the flowers were purchased in 1980 for $107.
And then you have your bell and so forth there at the
Those are bravados.
bathtub. Then I'll take, this is just a little shot of the bathtub here. And then you have your gold equipment above the stool.
That was all purchased at the same time that the items on the top of the
Okay.
counter were purchased.
And then here's a full shot, I want to back it up a little bit, of your designed stained glass windows, or shutters, I should call them. Okay,
All right.
and
I think you'll get a reflection from your crystals when you go around.
then, and I tried it once, and it was all right. Now you have a little hanging plant over there.
That was a gift from Raul and Marlene.
Oh, yes, and then you have your crystal, whatever you call those,
Crystal lights.
the crystal lights on each side of the mirror.
Purchased in 1979 for
Right.
approximately $400.
Then the top is fluorescent for makeup. And then we come down here and we have the full marble sink, the cross. This is bedroom, and this is the original
Dresser.
dresser. Get there on
From
close up, and that,
1940.
yes, when we were married. And there's the mirror. Doesn't look that bad. And then, of course, her closet. And then there's a picture there. I think it was her folks that came from Riley. Oh, I think it was Venice or someplace, wasn't it?
Yes,
And
pen and ink.
it's a pen and ink. There's a nice close-up of it. And then come pan around to the window.
Third turn.
And then through the curtain, would you mind pulling that curtain back a little bit? I don't know where you got that item, but it's stained glass, isn't it?
Down in, when we took that vacation with Raul and Marlene, Fontana Village.
Okay. Now, all we want here is
Paintings.
left to right now we're going, okay? Now this is the north wall. I think I had the camera on when I turned around like that too. That's a close-up of a painting there. And this is 59 too, isn't it?
Right.
Maybe I can get this back. I always liked this one.
We started painting from pictures where places we'd been.
Right, that's a still there that's very nice. And I think, is that the picture or painting that Bob turned the grates down on?
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't get them to bend.
And this, what is this one on the right? The
San
little,
Francisco.
that's right. I get a nice close-up of that. My room, and it's done in knotty pine, and it's not paneling. It's board pine, and this is the north wall. Bed stand there, and then it's my bed. It's a brass bed with, what do you call those little round things, Missy? Porcelain, or?
Yes, of course.
And these pictures on the wall here
You're panning pretty fast.
are, this is the west wall. The bed's here. We have a full wall there of pine. South wall. The south wall has all of Sis's work on the wall there, which I enjoy very much. Okay.
The top two are when we were in Europe, in Switzerland, and one is on the top left is King Ludwig's castle. The other one is just a gorgeous scene in Switzerland.
And the two underneath it?
Two underneath are a combination of, they're different in that one's a combination of crewel work and needlepoint, and the other one is a combination of a painted picture and crewel.
All right, now I'll pan up, and that's the one there of the church. It's very
Yes.
pretty.
That was quite an expensive needlepoint, unfinished. It was like $100. And the bottom one is one that Arthur's likes. It's of an Afghan.
Yeah, now the next one on top.
That's needlepoint of Mother Goose
Yeah,
and her babies.
and the one just below that.
That is fall scene out in the country, New England, I suppose.
That's pretty.
Needlepoint.
Pretty. Okay, and then do we have?
The Kern
Yes.
was purchased by my mother as an antique in the 50s.
All right.
The eagle was a gift to me from Billy, and the pewter doves was a gift to us on an anniversary from Roland Marley. Norman Rockwell, that's all crewel work.
All right.
The center one is a general store, and that's all crewel and took a long time to make.
Let me get a close-up of that, because there's a lot of detail in that. Oh yes, you know, the little girl. That's very good. Now the next one is what?
It's a Norman Rockwell,
Oh, that's the one with the doctor.
and the little girl taking her doll to the doctor.
Oh yes. And this here
Is a needlepoint of a church out east, I imagine.
well, it's pretty. Chester drawers is part of our original bedroom set when we were married. And then up above that, I'll bring in a close-up, is a clock Sis made for me quite a few years back. I can't remember. But it's all handmade. And then I don't know what these little white figures are above the,
You gave it to me for Christmas one time.
well, it's just, what is a little girl and boy? Do you know?
Two girls.
A brass bed was purchased in, what year was it purchased, Missy?
1981 for $546.
Okay.
And you have a down quilt that was purchased a couple years ago for about $200 on
Okay.
sale.
That's it, right?
Right.
This is the east wall of our den. This was originally a 11 by 14 bedroom, and we added on, and now it is 14 by 19. And this is the south wall, which is the longest run of the room, with the fireplace and pictures, cabinets. And this is the west wall, where we have the picture window in. And this is my couch here. And then we come around here to the north wall. And this is the couch that Sis uses. It's hers. And got the TV set in there.
It's a Zenith 45-inch, purchased in 1983 for $2,415. Has a VCR on top that Bob gave us. You said after that date?
It's around that date.
All right.
I can't remember for sure. Now I'm panning over to the painting on the wall.
Those are Glenn Bastion paintings.
All right, this is the one on the left, and then just below that, I'll come in on your three pieces on top of the table.
The white wire tree was purchased in 1979 for $78.
And then the left figure.
Those are the stained glass by Mr. Farnsworth that are practically priceless now, since he can no longer work in stained glass. He got lead poisoning.
Okay, and then I'm taking in the one on the right is a little church. And then, what is this cabinet called? A
Curio.
curio, yes.
We purchased the pair of them when the room was built in June of 1976. And on the shelves are porcelain, mostly English china, bone china, flowers.
Yes.
And the bottom is a collection of just beautiful things that we've bought over the years.
Okay, now I'll pan up above the fireplace to that item, the leaves. I have that in here now.
That was made by a person in Glendale, California, and we purchased it at Marshall Fields just before the room was completed.
Then I have a broad view of this. You have your two little deer in the middle there.
The deer, yes, our pair of deer were purchased in Toronto, Canada in 1979 for $50.
Okay, and then your
The
candlesticks.
brass candlesticks were purchased here in Highland at the Light Touch when it was in business
All right,
for
now,
1979, and they were $80.
all right, I'd like to bring in a close-up on that.
The crystals were purchased by Raul and Marlene and given to us for Christmas from Frankenmuth.
There we go. Now I'll get the close-up again of the deer. And then the candlestick on the right with the crystal and the twisted candle. And of course down here, a little close-up is our fireplace, a gas fireplace.
And those are pillows I made.
Right, I must give you a close-up of those. Those are pretty. The one on the left is
Half the street from Savannah.
right, and then the one on the right.
It's an Elsa Williams kit, a pillow kit,
Oh yes.
all crewel work.
Now I'm going to pan up to the top, and you can explain this painting here.
This is the painting that we bought in 1940. The other one was the one that my parents bought in 1940.
Right, you're back on.
This is actually the one that my parents bought, and at the same time we bought ours, and
Okay.
then they gave it to her.
So this is the one your folks bought. Now I'll pan over here so you can see the one. And this one here is the one that we purchased. All right, now go back over here to the right again. And I'm on the clock now.
Right, the clock was purchased at JD's Collectibles, JD Good,
Oh yes.
and
To the left?
we left our birds that my parents had brought back from their trip to the Bahamas
All right,
in
and
about the 40s.
okay, and then, oh, I remember this little ship here.
Those are stained glass that we picked up someplace along the line in the last
Okay.
5 or 6 years.
And then you have another cabinet here.
That is a twin to the other curio cabinet, and many years ago I used to collect spun glass, and that is a collection. The top shelf is a collection of that. The bottom is the original bells when I first started picking them up, and each stake that we went to.
Oh, yes.
Brown leather couch was purchased in 1982 for $1,674.40.
Oh, boy. Now, is there anything on my table there?
No,
Not really, is there?
no.
Now, let me get your couch in here. All right, I have your couch in there.
It was a couch that I think my parents had when
This-
I lived at home.
You bet I know it's the couch. The couch I used to come and visit your house and sat on.
And it's been shifted back and forth, and we finally got it again and had it recovered.
That couch is a good 50 years old. On the wall there is, going from left to right, is just, what, a western scene,
A
isn't it?
western scene. But the little china figures on it are interesting in that I had those when I was a child.
This is a laundry room, cabinets up above, and below is the dryer and the washer. It's very,
Dryer was purchased in 1965.
now the dryer we got in 1965,
The washer in 83.
and the washer in 83. That is the west wall, and here's the north wall. This room is, do you have any idea the dimensions of this room, Missy?
I think, no.
In this room is about a 6 by 12 or 13, I'm not sure. There's anything here. At this point, we're looking at the entrance from the garage through the little hallway into the kitchen area. And that kitchen wall, that is the east wall of the kitchen. And I'll pan down across that wall there until we come to the opening which goes into the living room. Then next to that is the refrigerator, and then the cabinets go around the room. Stove is clear down there at the other end. I think this room is about 19 by 9 or 10 if I'm not mistaken. And there you can see the new cabinets we had put in.
In 1979.
19 what?
79.
79. And there is the kitchen sink, and next to that is the dishwasher and the cabinets and so forth to this point here. And then from there we go into the dining area. It's the north wall of the kitchen, and in the extreme left corner is our stereo and so forth.
We bought it in 1985 for $332.60.
And
On top of it is a note stand that we got from Ronald Marlene in 1986,
let me get a close-up of that.
and a blackfish that we brought back from Switzerland.
Oh yes, okay, now here I got fish and stand. Then there's a little picture there. That's sewed, isn't it?
Yes, that's cruel.
That's cool. And then your bigger picture here, which
That denotes the whole family.
right, and that I don't know whether I can do it or not, but if I can get up closer to it.
It's supposed to be fishing company.
I don't know whether we can distinguish that, but that is a very pretty one. Now, getting back, below that is a pretty bird. You want to go from left to right there?
All right, the sparrows were bought as a birthday present to you
Uh-huh.
for $126.
What's to the left of that?
The rabbit and the squirrel on the top of the desk are from Ronald Marlene.
Let's see, wait a minute, the squirrel's on the left. And the rabbit, all right.
They're sitting on a Singer sewing machine that was purchased in 1976 for $1,000.
Very pretty. We got two of these light fixtures, one here, and when I pan down here to the other end, there's the other one. That's probably,
Stained
we
glass.
shouldn't have had the lights on. We did that. But now, going back on this east wall again, it's just, if you want to, you can start with your painting above.
It was another painting done in about 1959. And then in the little pigeonholes are your collection of pewter.
Okay. Okay, let's see, I'll pan a little slow and
A horse and a colt was bought in 1980 for $80. The twins in 81 for 40. The dog with a shoe in 81 for 35. The boy with a dog in 81 for 35. And the marble pen stand was bought down at the pharmacy for about $35.
all right, now what do we have on top of that desk? Let's see, that's a planner. Oh, and there's your directional thing. Oh, here's a pair of deer.
They were candles given to us by Ronald Marlene.
I like those.
And the old piano stand, or piano light,
Yeah.
which was originally on the organ, and it worked out better in here.
And then we have the total desk. I don't remember we got that, but it's been a while back.
It was when the room was remodeled in 1979.
Okay.
The refrigerator was purchased in 1981. And if you go on around, you can show my bells that are decorating the window. They were all purchased from different parts of the country for different reasons.
This is Bell's.
The top middle one was a gift from Tom and Karen.
Where was that, Missy?
The top middle crystal bell,
All right, let me get in on
the
that.
flower and the hummingbird from Tom and Karen.
On the same shelf, yes.
Yes. The blue tall bell was from Billy,
Where is that?
to the right of the crystal bell.
The reason I'm asking this is in black and white through here.
Oh, the one on the left you got for me because it matched Billy's bell.
Okay.
And the little crystal ones with the children on top, one was purchased because it reminded us of Aaron, and the little girl, of course, Amy.
Okay.
The green cutout one, our
Where would that be?
top left,
All right.
fourth one over,
Okay.
Tom gave me many years ago. And the price of those have since gone up till about $65. And the third one from the left was purchased in September, so therefore I call it September Bell, since that's when the twins were born.
Okay.
The bell next to that was given to me by you as an anniversary present, since it has lovebirds and double rings in it. The one on the end is a February bell, since it has an amethyst
Okay.
on it.
Now, let me see if I still have a
Like,
date on this. Okay, go ahead now.
the center crystal bell is purchased from St. Paul's Cathedral in London.
The blue one?
No, the plain crystal one,
I see.
when we were over there in
All right. Describe your colors as you go, and I
Oh.
keep track of it.
the blue bells on either side are just fascinating, beautiful, expensive bells. The green ones on either side are also expensive bells. Well, they're all quite high. In fact, I kind of halfway totaled it up, and it comes out close to $1,000 for the bells. Some of them are around 60. The cheapest, probably 30.
I'll take a nice close look at those, close up.
There's a clear crystal one with a bear hanging in it. That was purchased up in Newfoundland. The crystals below, two of them, the smaller ones, were purchased in Switzerland.
Is that the ones hanging in the window?
No, those are the ones on the upside down wine glasses.
Oh, yes. Now let me get
And they
that.
reflect light through the window.
That's these here, yes.
And the other three crystals have prisms in them, so they show light all over the kitchen. We call it our sunshine.
I'll get a full view of that too. There, is that it?
That's it.
This is our dining area off the kitchen. I'm standing in the kitchen shooting this, and it was an addition put in 1983. I'm looking right now at the south wall, and it has the picture window. That picture window originally was the window looking out of our kitchen. Now I'll pan the west wall. We bought a new big picture window there, and then I'll get that in there. That's that whole wall, and then we pan around to the north wall where our cabinets are. They're on that wall there. Wall. Which has the open archway, which is a nice generous size, and now you're looking back into the kitchen again and at the back hallway leading out to the garage.
These are 3 priceless objects given to us by Tom and Karen. The top one is a picture taken of Billy, or as a statue of Billy, that was given to us in 1979 when he was 3 years old. 3 years later, in 1982, they gave us one of Amy and Aaron. Aaron and A's perpetual
Aaron's
love
on
for
the
a
left.
dog,
Yes.
and Amy and her cooking domesticity.
Let me get a little closer there on Amy. And let's see, I've got Aaron, but
You can see Amy.
flower away so I can get a nice close-up here of there again is Billy and Aaron Missy.
The painting was done in April of 1959. The cuckoo clock was purchased in Austria for $209. Cabinet, I can't seem to find it right this minute, was
Well,
purchased
I
up at Vans
There. Now let me get an
within the
overall
last
of your.
year.
Now I've got the overall of your cabinet.
It is a collection of beautiful perfume bottles, crystal and Lolique.
All right, can you tell me what's on top? I'll put a close-up on that.
The Waterford bowl up on top.
Oh yes, that's in the center.
Lisbon Waterford bowl was purchased at Peacock's in 1985 for $149.50.
Uh-huh.
The pear and the apple on the right-hand side was a gift from Tom many years ago. The picture on the left was purchased in Dearborn, Michigan. Don't know what you were talking
Fun
about.
again, Missy.
All right. Before, I forgot to mention the price of the curio cabinet was $446. Was purchased in October of '86. Now, did you want to go over the
Yeah, you have to start from the left to right on that first shelf.
left to the right? There are crystal butterfly and a crystal swan that were purchased in 1983 and 1984. The butterfly was $45, the swan was $55. In front of those are a Lolique deer purchased in 1984 for $110. The Lolique swan was purchased in 1984 for $55. The perfume bottles were collected over 1986 and 1987. The one on the far right, can you see it all right, is a Lolique perfume bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that one?
Yeah.
The Lolique was purchased up in Water Tower, was $100. The rest of them are a collection, 4 of them from Austria when we were in Switzerland. Some of them, a couple of them from Indianapolis. And several of them were given to me as very special gifts from Peacock's over at Christmas time.
Now, bottom left on the cabinet.
Bottom left on the cabinet are Lisbon Waterford tumblers, 4 of them, purchased in 1985 for $150. There's also 4 On the Rocks glasses for 1985 for $100. The decanter in the center was a 25th anniversary present from Jack and C. Schuyler. In front of those are 4 gold and crystal stirrers from Rolla Marlene.
Let's see up on that shelf again. Was I forgot to get that in there. Is that telephone stir?
Oh, telephone stirrer was a
Yeah.
gift from Rolla Marlene that we couldn't figure out
Figure
what
out.
it was.
And what do you have on the extreme right here now on the bottom shelf?
The tall crystal glasses, those were just a special purchase that we made for wine glasses to go with the Waterford.
All right, that's it then, isn't it?
Yeah. All overview of the cabinet that was purchased in July of 1981. And then it was set in this room immediately as it was more or less built around it. The cabinets were $2,027,
And those cabinets, if I remember right, are 3 feet wide, aren't they?
30 inches,
Or
I
30
think.
inches, and there's 3 of them.
Top shelf as all Norman Rockwells.
Well, except to the left there is
Well,
not normal.
the 3 figures are Norman Rockwell. Grandpa was purchased in 1976 for $70. Self-portrait was an anniversary gift to us, from us, in 1981 for $300. The Mr. and Mrs. setting in front of the fireplace was a gift to you on your retirement in 1982.
Uh-huh. And then what's the object
The
of
scrimshaws are were purchased in Hawaii,
right?
and they were about $80.
And the second shelf?
Is Grandma and Grandpa in 1981. That was $65. Since then, the prices have gone up. Kaiser deer and fawn you purchased and gave to me in Christmas of '84 for $130. The woman and child was purchased in 1980 for $80.
All right, now I'm going to get a close-up of, what is it, Grandma and Grandpa there?
All right. Wrapping Christmas presents.
Yes, and then next to that is the deer and the fawn. And next to that is, what is it, the mother and child.
Mother and child.
All right, now I'll back up again and take the next full shelf.
The first one on the left is a sleeping child, purchased in 1979. It's $56. It's from Spain, and it isn't a lladro, even though it looks like one. The 3 children are an older age, were purchased in 1982 for $107. That's as we figured Amy and Aaron and Billy would look as they were teenagers. Billy was a teenager. The 2 babies were purchased in 1982 for $62.50.
Right.
That was the age the babies were when we bought it.
All right, now I'm going to get a close-up of the little one with the child in bed, then the twins and Billy, and then the twins again. Now I'm backing up again for a full shelf, bottom shelf.
The fish was purchased in Naples, Florida in March of 1987 when we had a trip down to the Keys for $45. The jade flowers in the center were purchased at Frankenmuth for about $65. Stained glass house was purchased in 1979, was made by Roger Farnsworth, who was a student in England and then moved to the States, back to the States, and lives in Evanston. And he made these. They're very precious. They're approximately $200 to $250.
Okay.
Top shelf is the Dresden Lady. You can't buy that anymore. You paid about a month's payoff for that
Yeah.
in 1940, and it's worth from $500 to $1,000 probably at least. The green base in the center was purchased from Epcot in 1987 for $20. Versato was the 25th anniversary present to us, from us in 1965. We paid $125 for it. Since then, he has died, and the prices have gone up in those clear out of this world.
Yes. And what's that's a little Italian flower to the left there of the
Those
Dresden?
are porcelain flowers. Some are Italian, some are English China.
Well, there's only one there.
Oh, on the other side is another
Oh.
one.
Okay, now the second shelf.
Second shelf is a Yadro cow that we bought in Austria in 1986 for $48.25. The jade tree behind it was purchased in Denver in 1979 for $40. The amethyst tree was purchased in England in '86 for $50. And then there's Precious Moments on the right-hand side. gifts from Rolla Marlene, and the blue jade tree behind it is from the gem show, which we got for $25. And
Right.
the center piece is a mustard jar of Waterford, and the vase behind it was handmade in Switzerland as we watched it being made.
All right, now let's see. We want to go down to the next shelf.
Is cut crystal, and ruby was a set of 4 glasses given to us from Rolla Marlene on our anniversary in 1980. And the set of 8 glasses was a gift from Jack and Cease. They were the red ruby and clear crystal.
All right.
Cut crystal pitcher on the bottom shelf was either Grandma Eager's or Grandma Tinkapaw's paternal grandparents. And the cut crystal dishes, footed dishes, are very expensive nowadays. You can't find them any place.
What about the little glasses?
Those are the other 4 glasses of Jack and Cease's. A collection of our birds from our yard. The dove was purchased down at Highland Pharmacy for about $50. The snowbird in 1979 for $29. The cardinal in 1982 for $43. Next shelf down is a
No,
blue.
just a minute. You got 2. Oh, there's 2 cardinals there.
Yes, I don't have a record on the second one. The blue jay was purchased in 1981 for $104. The robin in 1982 for $35 from Veneers. The bluebird in 1982, $35.
Now let me get a full shelf. Okay.
The hummingbird was purchased from JD's uptown for about $50. The sparrows in 1979 for $62 at a boutique in Homewood. The finches in '79 for $39.
All right, I'll get a full of that. Now the next shelf.
The mayor's house was the stained glass.
Would you like to turn the light on that?
Roger Farnsworth
Uh-huh.
for $225 in 1981.
And the little vase next to it.
That is from Switzerland.
All right, and while I'm here, I think we'll go across and get the other house and the light on it. This is our back of our house. This addition that I'm focused on right now is the den that we added onto the house. And we go across the back here to the other side. There's the other addition, which is the dining area that we added on, which quite a bit more footage in the house, and they just made a lovely home out of it. I have a patio out there in the back where I keep the charcoal burner, of course the hose and so forth. It makes it nice and handy when we have a steak or something. And then Sis passes the dishes right out that window, the side window where the flowers are, when we're having a cookout. And it works out very nicely. It's along the side of Roviak's next door. That's their camper sitting behind the house, but there's our bushes. It goes along here, and then right here is the apple tree. And we go along here to the corner. Now back here is my garden. Quite a few years back used to be a willow tree here. Now I fill that with marigolds, and they're in pretty nice shape for this early part of June. You notice there's pretty colored lights there. My evergreens in the back. It's very nice at night. And this is our bushes I planted a few years back along the back fence. It turned out real nice. And this little tree right here is our Rose of China. And then the fence continues all the way around the back here, all the way up between the houses to the back door. Now, begonias are here. They're very pretty. They're back here under this tree. I've got 3 trees underneath that I cultivate and put begonias under each tree for the summer, and they're beautiful. Then we have our hanging geraniums on trees here, and they were hanging here. And then there's one right behind this tree here. Back that we fix up every year. Put patience, begonias, geraniums in this garden. It makes it pretty, very pretty. And of course we keep the 2 bird baths full of water so that the birds can. And of course there's our bird feeder. Birds love that. On the other side of the bird feeder is beautiful begonia plant. And then I think I have a yellow or salmon over here. No, it's right in that tree. So bring it over this way. This is hanging strands of colored thread. And then of course we have our chimes here. Yes, there it is. Across once. Another fuchsia. This is called a Tom Thumb fuchsia. Very pretty. And then we have our sword.